Alrighty then. I swear in this chat, somebody was like, hey, there was a good stuff you should look at. I'm trying to scroll back and find it. It's not showing up in my normal search. Pretty nice. There it is. Rock and Roll versus Elf Emergency. Some good stuff that happened this week. Oh wow. Oh. What is Steam wanting to do here? You want Steam? Yeah. Go away. Make obnoxious for me. Alright. And we'll keep the Rebbl division up so that we can see what. Like that. We can search in here and find out any fun little deaths we have. So starting off the week, we have week 10. We're down to just 2 more weeks left. We've already, I think we start, actually no, we 2 more days, and then we start week 11. So last, like, 11, 12, 13. So just 3 weeks left to pull up the stats. Aves is still on top, but he actually is, he's not too far if he had, Alpha Emergency is sneaking right along behind there. The TV difference is pretty big, but it's coming along. We got Lost Presidents rocking 1990. Wow, that's some good stats there. Definitely everyone's floating up a bit. All right, let's start off with the schedule. Today we're gonna look at the Kimakuras, or sorry, Underwear Wolves and the Kimakuras. So we got 1 touchdown each, a solid, just even game here. We've got a zombie picking up a level, and a catcher getting the MVP there. Already a 4 strength, 4 agi player. What's her malfunction there? Does she have just a miss next game or something? Cool. So we got 1 touchdown, 10 armor breaks, 2 expulsions for the Underwear Wolves versus 1 touchdown, 1 death. Ooh. And 15 armor breaks. Let's see. Kimakuras. Come up. We have dead. Somebody with 5 SPP. A line woman. Shaltir Bloodfallen. Nothing super sad as far as the coach would go. We have 43% on the Underwear Wolves for ball possession versus 18 for the Kimakuras. So it looks like Underwear had a little bit, they had 37 of their own, maybe had some ball issues, but they picked up and ran it in. And then the Kimakuras, no nonsense, get that shit done. So let's check out the numbers. 0 passes by either sides, no interceptions, of course, stuff like that. 59 blocks succeeded by the Underwear Wolves with 5 KOs, an injury, and a kill inflicted. Wow. To Kimakuras, on the other hand, 2 KOs inflicted, 3 injuries. So then we have 112 yards run for the Underwear Wolves and 44 coming in from the Kimakuras. Looks like the casualties and... Oh, wait, no. Actually, hold on. We've got the Kimakuras. 59 blocks sustained. Yep. 5 KOs sustained. That's on par. 3 casualties versus the 1 inflicted. So that's rough. That's some double downs or something, some bad stuff happening around there. There's their death. On the other side, 2 KOs, 3 injuries. 2 KOs, 3 injuries with 35 blocks sustained on Underwear Wolves. As far as the points going, we've got... Wow, that's actually really good. The Kimakuras is getting 5... they got an MVP there. We've got a touchdown and a beatdown, 2 more beatdowns. We got a touchdown, MVP, and a beatdown. So it's like, yeah, a couple of those injuries... They got the 3 injuries there. This one only had 1, and then 2 extra that were self-inflicted by Kimakuras, so that makes sense. Wolves, they're getting 100% on the pickup, 2 full pickups on their own. Dodges, 75%. Armor, 52%. That's a bit rough. 13 and 12 on there. Injuries, 10 and 5. Catches, 2 and 2. GFIs, we got a 14 and a 1. We got casualties, 3 successful casualties. I think that's bad, right? And then 2, yeah, because then there's 2 successful regenerations and a fail, that's very good. Dice looking okay, a little heavy on the 6s there. Nice and low on the 1s. That's generally a good thing. So that's not too bad. Let's look at Dikimakuros. 32 and 5 on the GFIs. Wow, that is just running all over the damn place. Dodges 18 and 9. Pickups 2 and 1. Armor 10 and 13. Is that the opposite of... Oh, close. That's fine. Almost the opposite of the wolves there. 43% on that armor though. That's a bit low. Rough there. Catches 2 and 0 lightning bolts. A successful lightning bolt coming down from the underwear wolves there. And casualties 2 and 1. And ooh, lots of downs for wake ups. Just not coming back on after the KOs there. Do we have any? Nope. Looks like they just didn't get any there. Right, and then so for Dikimakuros, numbers are pretty okay. Not too bad. Likely just not in the great spots. There's lots of armors happening there, just a ton. That's a bit rough. Let's look at the block dice. We've got 10, 12, 21, 12, and 12. That is pretty good. That's a nice spread. Yeah, no, that's not too bad at all. Low on the skulls, which is always good to see. Do we have any? Oh, we did have a double die, 2-die dub skulls into the having to pick one of them, so that's a bit rough. But that's all in all not too bad. Underworld wolves, 16 skulls, 21 both downs. Probably not super helpful to them. Lots of pushes. That's what you'd expect. 20 stumbles, also not super useful to them unless they've got some dudes with tackle, and then some 16 on the pals there, which is really good. So that's a pretty good look there. So let's look at finishing moves and the bull dwarves slaying men. Looks like this time they were slaying some Noblars. We've got 9 armor breaks. For finishing moves, no touchdowns on there. We've got 2 touchdowns from bull dwarves, 21 armor breaks, and a toilet picking up the MVP and getting a level there. Does he now have... He has block now. Look at that. No, I don't think I realized I could just click that, not gonna lie. And there we go. So for the game, that was a rough one there. Finishing moves with 6% ball possession on their own half, and that is it. With the bull dwarves getting 68%, 12 on their own, just grabbing it and holding on to it, or just like picking it up after a bit. May have stumbled around a bit, and then 56% during their opponent's turn. No passes or catches or anything from anybody. 28 blocks succeeded from finishing moves, with 48 over on the bull dwarf side. Makes sense, but damn, is it rough to see that number. 1 KO inflicted, 1 injury inflicted, nice, from finishing moves, versus 4 KOs and 4 injuries inflicted by the bull dwarves. No yards run, 98 yards run from the bull dwarves. As far as sustained, so we got 4 and 5 casualty, 4 KOs sustained, 5 casualties sustained, so 1 extra casualty happened there, and no extras on the bull dwarves. And tons of SPP. Just what you're gonna get when you got a whole bunch of Noblars to beat the crap out of. Looking at the dice, there are a lot of them. A lot of dice. A little uneven, actually, even. So a lot of 6s there, and a lot of 2s. Or not a lot of 2s, not a lot of 6s, so kind of those middle numbers are pretty high. That's a little, usually, with that many dice, they tend to be a little bit evener, but not today. More evenly just evener. We got 1 and 2 on the landing for finishing moves. We've got armor of 46%, which is... That's pretty brutal. That is pretty brutal. Even with the Noblars, those big guys should be able to bring that average up a little bit. GFI is 12 and 2. Dodges 10 and 4. That's nice. Pickups 0. Successes. That is gonna be... That's rough. Casualties, all of them. 5 total. Boneheads, 83. That's good. Wake up after KOs. That's not bad. Usually it's a little bit should be a little bit higher, but not bad. Throw teammates 1 and 2. So failed 2 times, 30%. Inaccurate pass, that's that successful throw teammate. Failed loner, and a failed catch. Old Dwarves, 71 on the armor. That seems right, with the hobgoblins on the field as well. Dodge 9 and 1, pretty good actually. Injuries 8 and 1. I think that's bad. I don't know. Yeah, no. Wait. If you roll and you are injured, is that then a success, or is it only if you don't? If it's just a stun? I don't know. That's weird. Casualties 1 and 0. Catches 2 and 2. GFIs 3 and 1 with pickup of 1 and 2. That makes sense. Those Bulldwarves have some problem picking up every once in a while. And a yawn coming out of nowhere. Wake up after KO, 1 successful. Looking at the dice, high on the ones and average across everything else, honestly. Not too bad. Let's look at our block dice for Bulldwarves. Well, no, okay, there's a lot. That's actually a little bit all over the place. About 15 and 15 on the pushes, which that makes sense. So yeah, so a little high on the skulls. 16 both downs against the other ones. It's not gonna be great. He doesn't have a lot against the ogre team. I don't know that I don't remember that a lot of his ogres have block, and his Nobblers, only a couple of them do, and they're generally just gonna get beat up out there. Lots of stumbles. That's a lot of stumbles there. And if any of them are coming off of his defensive line, he's gonna be messing teams up there. 15 pows, pretty good there. Let's go look at the finishing moves. 11 skulls, 12 both downs. That's not great there. 19 pushes. That's a bit low. No, that's alright. Yeah, 11, about 9 and 11. Okay. And then 12 stumbles, which is generally pretty good against this kind of team, and 9 pals, which is not bad, but just not able to get the damage together to make those injuries happen. Lost Presidents versus Abes of a Fetter. We have 2 and 2. What kind of crazy fun did these guys have? We've got... Dice weren't too bad over, but there's a couple of turns where all the ogres... Oh, that's rough. So 2 touchdowns, 2 passes, 15 armor breaks on Lost President's side. Abes of a Fetter, 2 touchdowns, 1 pass, 6 armor breaks. No expulsions, no murders. What is this, just humans getting along? What is this bullshit? So we got a thrower who's leveling up. He's getting going, picked up block, nice. And we've got a blitzer who got a little bit of MVP there. Still not going anywhere fast, but he's got, well, no, he's pretty close. Like another beat down, he'll be good to go. And you can, like, these guys often can be touchdown, get touchdowns and stuff. Look at the stats, 43% on both sides. That's pretty good, 18 and 18. I don't have... Interesting. Wow, it literally just handed off and then... Alright, cool. So we had 2 passes, 2 successful catches, Lost Presidents. We talked about that already with 1 and 1 on the Abes of a Fetter side. 41 blocks succeeded, 39 blocks succeeded, and then we get crazy. 5 KOs inflicted versus 1 KO inflicted. 3 injuries for Lost Presidents. Injuries inflicted by Lost Presidents with none coming from Aves. No kills, which we knew. 100 yards run by Presidents, 88 yards run by Aves. 8 passing Presidents, 4 from Aves. And same number, yeah, no extra. We got 5 KOs and 3 sustained, 3 casualties. Do we have an extra? We do have an extra KO coming on the Lost President's side. So looks like the Presidents won. They're looking at just like the straight up the scores. We got an MVP and who picked up the wait what? MVP and a pass. Okay, and then in the pass, and then we got a touchdown, and some beatdowns, and then we got our MVP and pass. Sorry, MVP, 3 beatdowns by Luminoso, Lich, and just your pass there. So let's look at the Lost Presidents. GFI 60%, 3 and 2, not bad. Got 3 and 1 on the pickups, 2 and 0 on the passes. We knew that. Armor 68, it's pretty good. 15 and 7, lots of hits there. Injuries 7, successful injuries. I'm guessing that's a good thing. If you don't, like, you didn't fail the injury roll, but I'm not sure how you fail the injury roll. Do you just, is that getting higher than a stumble or than a stun? I don't know. Catches 4 and 1. Lightning bolt, 1 successful lightning bolt, which is not a good one, but it is what happens. Wake up after KO, 2 and 1. Dodges, 6 and 2. Boneheads, 10 and 3. And some dauntless play happening. That's pretty nice. Dice looking pretty... Wow, there's a lot low amount of 2s there. Everything else is pretty average there. 6s could be a little bit higher, but not bad, not bad. The spread's okay-ish. Looking at the Feder, much higher dodge, 93% on the dodges, 55% on the armor, so not as good armor. But they took some more hits, like 16 of those came through, actually made it all the way through the armor there. With there's your 16, so 13 of them were successful, 3 went down. We got 3 pickups, successful, 1 fail. 78% of the GFIs with 11 successful, 2 and 1. Casualties, 2 and 3. Wake-ups, all 100%. That's a beautiful thing to see. You see all your guys go down for your knockouts, and you're able to get them all back up, and a successful pass there. Dice. Well, okay. Kind of spread out a little bit. We got a 15, we got a 22, we got a 25, a 27, a 30, a 32. Like nice and stretched out there. So that's a bit interesting. Let's look at block dice. Aves that is pretty even across the board. A little bit low on the stumbles. I'm not sure how useful that would be, but high number of pals is pretty great. And look at the presidents not having the pals, but having lots of stumbles, and that's gonna do good for them there. And then you've got a bunch of both downs as well, which shouldn't be as useful to a developed human team, but against a developed human team, but that's what it is. So next we're looking at the Gang Loses Blood Bowl versus Stinky and Original guys. We've got looks like 1 to 2, so the Dark Elves getting down a little bit there, and with only the 1 touchdown, and the Nurgle coming in with 2 touchdowns on that win there. So we got 1 touchdown, a pass, and 6 armor breaks for the Gang Loses Blood Bowl. Coming in the other side, 2 touchdowns, 10 armor breaks. Nothing too spectacular. We got MVP on a couple, like an Assassin, which is good, and a Nurgle Warrior, real good. Both of them are getting close to a level up. Alright, so ball possession, 18% from Gang Loses Blood Bowl, and 68% from the Nurgle team, with half of it in there owning the ball for half their opponent's run there. Passes, 1 successful, 1 pass and catch from the Dark Elves. 15 blocks succeeded versus 43 coming in from the Nurgle team. And it kind of, well, it doesn't, it's okay there. 43 is just a lot of succeeded blocks there. Especially against a Dark Elf team. You don't want to be taking hits like that. So we got a KO inflicted by the Dark Elves, 2 injuries inflicted, so that's a little bit of SVP. 3 KOs, 2 injuries on the other side. We got 110 yards running for the Nurgle team versus 58 yards running and 20 yards passing. Looks like the KOs and casualties are looking exactly mirrored of what they got, so no special or extra stuff involved. We got a nice spread here for the Nurgle team. Got some 2s, 3, and a 5. Getting that spread out a little bit. It's always nice to stack it, but getting a little bit of everybody would be good. And then we've got a similar situation going on here, a little bit higher on each of them, but not too bad. So the dice for the Dark Elves, we've got a 24, a 26, and then 35s. 37, 39. So that's an interesting number. So big numbers in the top, big down numbers in the bottom, and then like the 3s and 5s are a bit low, but 4s were good. So just seems like dice were kind of all over the place. Probably had some not great situations, but I'm guessing, yeah, the dodges did okay. Tentacles not great, which is where a chunk of this is probably going to come from. Some of these lower ones here. So let's roll through this stats. 65% on armor. I think that's good. That's actually higher than average. Stabs. We got 100% stab. 1 whole stab that happened. That's pretty cool. Injuries 9 and 2. Casualties 0 and 2. So 2 failed casualties. Knocking them out, I guess. So we got 6 successful tentacles and 13 fails. Oof. Big oof, man. That's sadness. We got 8 and 1 on the foul appearance. That's pretty nice. That foul appearance is really just like, stop playing. No more having fun for you. Lightning bolts are 1 successful. We got 3 and 2 on the wake up after KO. 3 and 1 on the pickups. 2 and 0 on the passes. 100% on that. 3 and 4 on the catches, so lots of balls get knocked around. Honestly, with that level of casualty rate and like the armor break hit, it makes sense that they're getting tossed around a bunch. Only 2 GFIs, but they were both successful, so that's nice. Let's look at the Nurgle with 100% on their GFIs. 9 whole GFIs going at it. We got armor 54%. Those Pestigors must have been getting their butts kicked. Injuries 3 and 4, 42%. Bit low on that. That's rough. I don't know the injuries and the casualties. I don't know the stats on those things, actually. That's a thing I should figure out. Regeneration, both of them failed. That's rough. Wake up after KO, 1 and 1. Pickups, 2 of them were two successful, no fails. Dodges, only 2 of them, both successful. Catches, we got 1 failed, and then we pulled through with above average on the really stupid, which is really nice. Dice looking really good. The 5s are low, 15 on the 6s, 10 on the 5s, 18 on the 4s, right in the center. That's a good one to have. So they're really good dice for them, and a low number overall. Let's look at the block dice. They were doing way more block dice. A lot of skulls for the Nurgles, though. Did they have to take them, though? They didn't. So lots of skulls happened. None of them really affected anything. So we got 16 on the both downs. The Dark Elves have a couple of dudes with blocks, so that's not the most efficient, but it's gonna do some work every once in a while. And we got the stumbles, 12 stumbles. Also, this one I think is a little bit more useful against Dark Elves. I don't think they have a lot of dodge. I think they're just fast. They just have the high agi. And then 15 pals is gonna put some dudes in the dirt there. Look at the other side. We got 3 skulls. We got 7 both downs, which should be okay. 8 pushes, really low amount of pushes, honestly, and then just a ton, comparatively, of stumbles and pows, but just not a lot altogether, so yeah, they didn't have to do anything super horrible. They just didn't get to roll very often. They weren't able to make those picks. Let's look at Warpstone Rock and Roll versus Elf Emergency. So the Wood Elves here coming in with the win. And up against the Underworld. That's what that is. And holy shit, that troll is leveled to the teeth. Look at him go. God damn. Alright, so get Warpstone, the Underworld guys. We got 2. Is that what that team is? That's not what that team is it? What is this team? Warpstone Underworld denizens. Yes. Alright, so I was right. So it's Underworld and the Wood Elves. So we had 2 touchdowns, a pass, 21 armor breaks, and an expulsion on the Underworld. And on the Wood Elves, 3 touchdowns, a pass, 5 armor breaks, and 2 expulsions. Let's see what we got on the dice. Lots of they had the ball. It looks like the Underworld had the ball for about 56%. Decent chunk of their own, decent chunk of the opponents. Just not able to clinch that last bit. But when you roll in a 2 and 3 on the touchdowns, it's hard to argue that. I got some feedback saying there was cool stuff in this, but I don't know when it was. So if you get a chance, go check this game out. It's supposed to be really good. If one of the guys jumps in, let me know, and we'll go take a look. We got 1 pass successful on each team. We got 28 blocks from the Underworld and 24 successful from the Wood Elves. And then we have something that really it just goes to show how the Elves are able to continue to play no matter what. 5 KOs inflicted, 4 injuries inflicted, versus the Elves only were able to inflict 3 KOs. We got 128 yards run on the Underworld. And it looks like, honestly, this seems like this could have been some back and forths and then just like sacking in the backyard and stuff like that. The Wood Elves, 90 yards run, 10 yards pass. We've got the same number of blocks, and looks like everything passed through, so no self-inflicted injuries there. Whoa! Got Skeletroll getting a beatdown, and then the MVP. We've got your 2 touchdowns with Cut Knee Love, and then maybe a pass and a bunch of beatdowns, or maybe I don't know. That's a lot. It's really tightly compact on both sides. Only 3 guys getting all of their points, and that is 15 there and 20 SPP coming in for those guys, or for the undead there. So looking at, or sorry, the underworld. So looking at really stupid 92% with 13 successfuls. That is awesome. Impact of the bomb. There was a bomb in play. That's fun times. Got 1 and 1. Armor 12 and 6. Pretty good actually. Nice job. Dodges 14 and 1. That's really good. GFI is 8 and 1. Also pretty good. Injuries 6 and 0. 100% successful rate there. Wake ups 9 failed wake ups though. Could not come back from the knockouts. That is unfortunate. So passes 2 and 2. Catches 2 and 1. Pickups 4 and 2. Dice looking we're low on the high end, so the 5s and 6s real low. Like everything else is pretty okay. The spread's not too far off, but that's really low on those 5s and 6s. We're looking at Alpha Emergency. They're pretty even spread, 35 to 29. That's a good tight grouping across the way there. Armor 33%. What? How did they win? The entire team was out. Let's see, 18. Oh, that's why all of their injuries they were successfully able to like not die. 4 failures. Wake up after KO 5 and 2. Pretty good comebacks on those, which is also a problem. Tentacles did do some. They stopped a couple of plays. 1 success, 4 fails. Dodges 20 and 4. Casualties 4 and 2. GFIs 16 and 2. Man, I wish I had these numbers sometimes. Pickups 3 and 0, catches 2 and 2. Impact of the bomb 1 and 1. Did they catch the ball? And maybe the ball got chucked around with that. That's why that happened. Intercept 1 and 0. Passes 1 and 1. Take root 7 and 3. Loner successful. Leap successful. So much stuff seemed to have happened in this game. Holy crap. Block dice. Actually a bit heavy on the skulls for, if I'm completely honest, for the Wood Elves there. Looks like they had to take 1, 2. Yeah, they had to take, no, just the one skull. But they didn't have a lot of hits, so that 1 skull, it's a bit rough. Everything else seems pretty average. Let's take a look at Warpstone. Wow, a bunch of this, oh, that's a bummer. A bunch of the stumbles, but they're not going to be super great. So, wow, there's a double stumble, a skull and a stumble. Stumble, yeah, no, what are you gonna do? I guess you're gonna get a lot of stumbles in. 8 pals, was able to get some work done. Lots of pushes and lots of both downs there. Skulls are a little, no, they're actually pretty average compared to the rest of the stuff, so maybe even a bit low comparatively. Let's go look at the last one. This is my game. I don't know what happened here. This was amazing. This is Godzilla Cult coming up against the Wandering Wounders. We got no touchdowns from the Godzilla Cult, no deaths. Sorry guys, I tried. I really did go after Mothra and I KO'd him and I was super mad about it. And then the dude took a nap on the side the whole game. Armor breaks 9 from the Godzilla Cult. I got 2 touchdowns and 12 armor breaks from the Wandering Wounders, and I leveled up my thrower. Yay! But he's got a skink that leveled up. That's nice. Does skink have some problems? Just a miss next game. He got sidestep on that guy. And I think I picked up tackle on my thrower, but I think I am going to take the advice of the group and sell him and move on with my life at some point. So then we have equal ball possession, actually. Wow. So 37% is on their own half by Godzilla Cult. I was able to pick up 12% on my own half, 31% on opponent's half. We got 0 passes from either side. 52 blocks succeeded. Wow. I did not realize that was that high. 52 blocks succeeded on Godzilla Cult with 3 KOs, 1 injury, 0 kills, and 82 yards run. Versus on the Wandering Wounders, we got 28 blocks succeeded, 3 KOs, 2 injuries, 76 yards run. I think we ended up, yeah. So 3 KOs and 2 injuries inflicted on Godzilla Cult. They sustained 4 KOs and 5 injuries. And then the other side, it was exactly it. So no self-inflicted stuff by the Wounding Wounders. We got a 5 and a 2. So 7 points MVP, and we got one single beatdown happened. Versus on the other side, I got MVP on Barrow Arc, I got 2 beatdowns on Practical Snow, and 2 touchdowns on Rotrum. Real nice. This was just, it was a weird game. The dice were just not super hot. Like, he was rolling, I don't know, but it wasn't like they were bad, because there's a bunch of stuff that that I needed to happen, didn't, but also just wasn't stellar. Like, he had a middling meh dice game, and it just seemed like the dice game was in the wrong places. Armor 55%. This should be way higher than that. Injuries 8 and 6 with 57%. Like, that's a bunch of failures there. KOs, they had one guy that stayed out several turns, so that was just like 3 failures there. Fireball, we had a 2 and 1 on the Fireball. I had 2 hits on that. It was pretty awesome. Casualties 3 and 4. Boneheads 100%. Got his loner off there. The chainsaw success, is that bad for him? I think that's bad for him. I don't remember how many times I successfully did that. But I used a chainsaw there. Pickups, 2 successful pickups. That was good. Dodges 2 and 2. Real rough. I just got a couple of, and there was like the 2 of them was like just like weird spots where it just didn't go for it. GFI got 1 successful and a failed intercept by the cult there. Looking at the wounders, who are the dice going? Yeah, so they had some low 3. Their 1s are low, and their 3s are low. And everything else is pretty okay. Like, these aren't dice that scream bad game. So yeah, it's a bit. It was just like a weird, like, just bad placement really for everything. These are dice that scream decent game. So 16 ones, 2 on the 12 2s, and then we got a nice number of 3s, 4s, 5s, and not a ton of 6s because you don't want those 6s, the errant 6 coming in on your damage rolls. 73% armor, which I think is still a little bit low, but it is what it is. Really good on my injury rolls. 100% success on the chainsaw. Or casualties. 5 successful chainsaws. It was awesome. Worked his way right through there. Wake after KOs. These were great. Bribe was successful. I was able to get him off the field and replace him so that we didn't have to deal with him. So I was able to use him both halves. Dodges 2 and 4. So failing on the dodges there. 2 GFIs were good on the 2 of them. My catch was good. I had 2 pickups, 1 fail, and then a pass that failed. I had a successful catch but a failed pass. Interesting. I remember the pass that failed, but I didn't think it was gonna fail. Alright. And then like the numbers are pretty okay. Looking at the block dice, for Wandering Wounders, 11 skulls. I don't think I had to deal with any of these. I think I was good. I don't remember them. Both downs, I had a couple that were a little helpful. 1 or 2 of them. A bunch of pushes, whatever. The stumbles actually were really helpful. And then the POWs coming in. Let's look at the Godzilla Cult. 19 POWs, lots of beatdowns, just were not able to get the power through. 24 skulls, so many skulls. And I don't, okay, so against X-Holes, he did have the Godzilla 2 dub skulled into 1 there. Yeah, I think that was that. So dub skulls, lots of both downs, which against an orc team really didn't, because like everyone on my team had on the Wounders has armor block, and then we got 16 of the stumbles. That one is pretty hurtful. So these 2 here, basically just pure luck of the dice that I didn't have more injuries, like any more casualties. They just wasn't able to break armor a ton. So that's that game. Yeah, they're hurting pretty good there. Flyboys versus Misheard. What is going on here? We have Flyboys 0, Misheard 2. We got 0 touchdowns, 1 pass, 2 armor breaks, versus Misheard with 2 touchdowns, 16 armor breaks, and an expulsion. Now he did get a blitzer that leveled up on the MVP, so he's got another blitzer, a younger fella with guard, and his ghoul there getting the MVP, fresh little ghoul there. Look at the stats, 81% ball possession by Misheard. Holy crap, buddy. Just picked the ball up on opponent's turn and did not let him have it. That is rough. A pass and successful catch from Flyboys. 20 blocks succeeded versus the 36 blocks succeeded by Misheard. And he was able to get the injuries in there, so 3 injuries versus Flyboys 0. 20 yards run and 4 yards pass by Flyboys with 82 full yards run by Misheard. And then you just, you hate to see it. So 3 injuries inflicted by Misheard, 6 injuries sustained by the Flyboys. So they were just not having good days. We've got a decent bit of scoring going on here. We got the 2 touchdowns, and we got 3 hit beatdowns and MVP. And we got MVP and a throw by Eddie Rickenbacker there. Looking at the dice from Flyboys. Generally, that's pretty even. Real high on the 6s, which is probably where the problems went. Oh, no, we have good on the injuries. We didn't do too bad. And the casualties are like high, so just, not able to pull a good one through. Armor 40%, which is low for humans. Injuries did pretty okay with 68%. 78% on the dodges, 22 of them, wow. 22 successful. 6 casualties were successful, 2 failed. GFIs 13 and 5, catches 1 and 0, pickups 3 and 2, passes 1 and 0, and 100% on the bonehead. Nicely done. Misheard, we've got 2 failed catches, armor 80%. Wow. GFIs, we got 4 and 1, injuries 2 and 0. Pickups 3 and 1, 1 successful, 1 and 1 on the stab, so fail and succeed. A jump up was good, and a dodge, and 50-50 on the dodge with 1 and 1. Dice were pretty average, except for the 1's a bit high there. Everything else is right around the 6 mark, so not too bad. Block dice from Misheard. Whoa! Lots of rerolls going by Taste the Goat there. Lots of skulls on this first page here, but a lot of both downs, 13 of them. 26 pushes. So 17 skulls is really high there, but it just looks like he was able to get out of having any problems with it. Lots of dodges, lots of pows, just taking over those humans there. And then lots of pushes. Wow, that's way more than the rest of everything else. So 9 stumbles and 4 pows, 6 skulls, 6 both downs, and then 22 pushes. So there's just lots and lots of pushes happening. And that is that week 10. Let's take a look at the leaderboards right now. So we've got Aves hitting at the top. So top 5 are Aves of a Fetter with 7, 1, and 2. We got the human or the Alpha Emergency coming in and 2nd. Lost Presidents 3rd. Misheard 5th. Misheard 4th. Dakimakuris coming in 5th. And the bottom 5 are Lizardmen, so the Godzilla Cult, Underworld Wolves, Warpstone Walk and Roll, Wounding Wounders, Gang Law Loses, Blood Bowl, and Finishing Moves tying up the end there. It's really cool watching, like, we've still got a lot of 19s. We got several 19s. Flyboys are at 19. Lost Presidents at 1990 on the TV. But then we don't have, like, I think Finishing Moves here is the lowest one, it looks like. So he's lost a bit, probably lost an ogre, 1 or 2 ogres along the way, but you can see over the last 10 games, everyone's kind of coming up on average there. Looking at next week's schedule 11. So we're wondering, Wounders. Sorry about that. I don't know where that came from. We're doing up against the Underworld Wolves. Let's look at this number. Look at this game. So that is, it's gonna be. I'm gonna put. No, wrong thing. Look at the team. So I'm going up against the Underworld Wolves. Let's see what we got here. Where are they at? Necromantic team. So I got to deal with that werewolf. 2 flesh golems. That'll be fun. They'll be okay against my my 4. I do have 4 of them, don't I? I think I have 4 black orcs, so that'll hold the line there. And then just lots of these other guys. We got a white with dodge, or with a guard and a movement loss, which I could have seen looking right there. And then the werewolves, not too bad, honestly. A couple of points on them. The claw is going to be rough. I got to deal with them. So hopefully, like, lock them down, get them some beat downs. Watch out for my getting pushed off the field and stuff like that. And then zombies to finish off the fun. Back to the schedule. So Misheard versus Elf Emergency. Is that Elf teams? Where's Misheard? I've got Undead versus the Elf Emergency. This should be fun. We'll see. Does he have... He's got one tackle, so he's going to have some problems dealing with the elves. But then the whites are doing pretty good. Let's go see what Elf Emergency looks like. And there's equal... Pretty close on the TV. So not a lot of extra is going to be given out for that. Oh, nope. Just a second. There'll be... Yeah, be an extra point over here. So, but then we got... high move on this catcher. The tree man is pretty... well, no, he's just got the one. Got grabbed there. But the catcher's pretty well developed. His war dancer's doing okay. Strip ball. I need to get one of my dudes to strip ball. It's pretty good. I got a tackle there on this catcher. So, and some wrestles. So, one wrestle. Okay. So both downs are gonna... both downs are gonna be good for them. So his white's really gonna have to get in there and get some beat downs going. So we'll see what that looks like. Flyboys versus the Stinky and Original guys. Okay, so the Flyboys are doing real good, but the problem is they've got some low armor dudes, and then they're just gonna they don't have a lot of the speed that they need to deal with. Like, we'll see what they do against the where's those Stinky guys? Yeah, there they are right there. Oh, there is, and they're gonna get some TV, so they're gonna get some points. Probably a lightning bolt or something coming down there. They've got a Pestigore with claw, and so they got some tackles. So not the dodging is gonna be a bit rough, getting away from them. Lots of block on their Nurgle warriors there, and then the presence is just gonna be like the disturbing presence is gonna be rough. So hopefully you get some good rolls on that. Godzilla Cult versus Aves. This is just going to be rough in general. Those humans are a savage team. He's got some agi-breasted dudes. Oh, that's his ogre. Okay. He's got a catcher out. He's got one that's still in, but it's a move speed, so it'll be pretty okay. He can get his lineman in there. Doesn't have... we'll see, it'll be rough for him fighting up against those the big guys, but hopefully with this blitzer, Salbits and the ogre here will do. He'll be able to hold the line against the Sorai. But yeah, looking at Godzilla Cult, he's got the advantage on the line. These guys are all big mothers, and then he's got a Sora, the 5 to hold the line, along with the Crocs. But he's got a regular Sora that he can use as well, so that's pretty good. He's got a skink, like he's got these skinks with 8 move. He'll get another one, I think. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, he'll get one more. He's got their bunch of moves, so they're gonna move around, run around pretty well. Yeah, it's gonna be brutal. I don't know that I see. I don't know. I know those guys, the Aves are really good players, so we'll see what happens. But the 2 skinks getting around and a just big line of the Saurus going up against those humans is gonna be some brutality there. Warpstone versus Bull Dwarves. Oof, let's take a look. Where are we at? Warpstone. So they're real fast. And if they can get the downside is they're not going to be able to really get away from the line, but they're goblins, so whatever is really going to be the thing there. They're going to have to knock them down, but they've got the 2 throwers with 8 move, like that'll be pretty good. They've got the extra, like a 3rd reroll that's really good. The Claw Mighty Blow on this Blitzer, the Skaven Blitzer, is going to do really good stuff, especially with they've got tackle. They got a whole bunch of stuff on there that guy's gonna get his his work put in there for him. What is his injury? His movement. Oh, so yeah, his movement down. I can look and read. I don't know if there's another one. So movement down, but he's like, he can hit. He's gonna be able to take out those linemen pretty well. And then he's got the troll in the center. Like, damn, that dude's he's a beast. Claw, mighty blow, tentacles, guard, stand firm, kitchen sink, everything on that dude. So that'll be a good game. Let's look at the Bull Dwarves real quick, though. 1810 on these guys. How much is the... Oh, wow. So they'll even get... Warpstone's, like, they get a good team, and they're going to get a couple, like, what, 200? 250, almost? They're going to get for inducements, so... these guys, the Bull Centaurs, one of them's pretty good. Dodge, interesting. That's funny. Okay. And then you've got move speed Bull Dwarf there with the break tackle, which is pretty good. And then the lineman of just like the claw mighty blow, but that's not as useful as it would be against other teams simply because their armor is already low. So it's not like it's not a scary thing. It's just how the game works. They do have a armor busted. Ooh, Agi plus Hobgoblin. Which that's going to get eaten alive. But they do have Dirty Player, Hobgoblin. They got some guards in there, like lots of guards, so they're going to have to put some, get the line in there pretty good. So these guys are going to take some hits, but yeah, we'll see. Be some craziness going on in there. Last but not least, we have Lost Presidents versus Finishing Oh, sorry, no, hold on. Lost Presidents versus Finishing Moves. No offense to Finishing Moves, but I feel like it's likely just going to be a feed fest. The Lost President's he's a good player, he's a good good coach, and he's got a real good team. So I anticipate just more brutality. So Gang loss. Gang loses Blood Ball versus Takima Kuros. Gang loses. These guys are 1660. They have they're down a player, so they're going to get an inducement there, or a dude there. They got linemen. Yeah, so they have... Wow, they're blitzers. They all have... Like, those Dark Elves all have the armor there. They got a decent chunk of their dudes have armor. Doesn't have block on the Witch Elf, but they got move Witch Elf, which is pretty good. Got a Mighty Blow block, sidestep with jump up. That'll be good. That one's going to do some work. We got the Blitzer here with tackle. So, yeah, all in all, a pretty good set. Low on the guard, though, and which is a bit troublesome simply because they don't have they don't have any extra like four pluses on the strength or any they have 4 strengths. They got this one runner who's a pretty good guy, but doesn't have the extra POW on him, and you're not going to really want him to get up in there anyway. But they got some armor buffs. That's not too bad all around. His assassin is out, for better or for worse. So going up against Kimakuras, which actually, did we have any tackle on these guys? Where'd they go? Do we have any tackle on here? We got a couple of tackle on the blitzers. So that's at least a little bit of slowdown for Dakimakuris. Dakimakuris is going to get 100, a little bit over, yeah, 100 on inducements. So maybe they can get enough for lightning bolts or another reroll. I don't know if they want a 4th reroll, but that could be nice. And this is just a good team. They've got a 4-hitter, a 4-strength hitter, Agi 4 there, with sidestep and the guard. They got several guard pieces, so they're going to be able to defend themselves and do good hits and really just like set up good hits on them. They got some wrestles, they got some blocks all over the place, so they're going to need to hit a little better. And then just dodges across the board. And there's only 2 tackles on the other side. Only 1 tackle here, but it's not as important because if you go look at the Dark Elf team, there's some in the middle here, but okay. So I guess maybe that is still kind of important, but they can hit several of these guys on the both downs. So that'll do that. So only the 1 tackle, but actually this guy's got the tackle as well, so he can blitz and tackle, which these 2 guys are going to do really good. His Mighty Blow is going to keep those guys from getting out. So yeah, we'll see. This will be a good one. I think this is a pretty even game actually. these two teams. But I know Dikimikurus is a good coach. Blood Gang is pretty good, but he is recovering a bit. I feel like he's had a couple of rough ones. But then you got Dikimikurus down at 1560 versus 1660, so that extra inducement might actually swing some stuff. So that's it for everybody. That's everybody's stats this week, and that's looking into next week. Can't wait to see everybody's games, and we're coming up on the last couple of games, so keep an eye out. Work your butts off, and we'll see who sits at the top. Aves, someone's got to be coming for you. It ain't gonna be me, but looks like Elf Emergency is coming for you. Lost Presidents might be able to pull close. We'll see. If we can if we can knock you down a peg or two, but it'll be close. Yeah, Elf Emergency is right on your heels though. All right, guys. See y'all next week, Monday. We'll do our next week 11 recap. See how it all went down. You guys have a great week. Play safe, stay safe, and play bloody. See you guys.